Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Journey to 100 Books. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what I learned from Kobe Bryant, right there. And this was probably around mid-2000s when I saw the Lakers play the Raptors in Toronto. And I would go to see the Lakers play every single year whenever they came to town. It would always be December or January or February, around that time. And it was really nice. I love seeing the Lakers in town. They would usually win. And just to see Kobe when he was starting out, this was during his younger days, and I remember near the end some really big game winners that he would always take over the game at the end. Oh my gosh, one game, oh, it was just remarkable. It was like probably like 10 seconds left. He made a few three-pointers to get him back in, and after a timeout, they needed a three to pull ahead, and he just went to his spot on the floor, which was the 3-point line baseline, and no one was around him. And this was even before people were on the court. He was just there by himself. I'm just watching him, like, oh my gosh, something's gonna be amazing. Something amazing is gonna happen. And he was just on that spot before anyone was on the court. And I remember watching, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. And you could just feel it. You could just feel the energy change. And it was like he had that power just to change the whole energy of the thing. And the play set up, I'm sure there was a screen. He moved around, got open. Eventually he got open for a three, sunk that three, put them ahead. Maybe the Raptors got a basket, and I think he got another basket after that, and they won the game. So that was probably like 2008 or 9. I can't remember. I think they probably won the championship that year. I think they did. So I can't quite remember the dates on that. So that was an amazing game, an amazing year for the Lakers. So Kobe Bryant was my ultimate favorite player. I loved Jordan growing up. I liked watching him. I liked the Last Dance documentary. But Kobe Bryant, for me, favorite in the video games. Whenever I played the video game, I would take over the game with him, like give him the ball the whole time. And, my friends and that I would play that game with growing up and stuff, they didn't like that because I would like take over and dominate. Kobe would keep the ball the whole time, but it was okay. I liked using that. So I got this book about him, The Mamba Mentality. I picked this up after he passed away. And yeah, it was really sad when he did pass away. But I started watching a lot of videos about him and seeing some interviews that I've never seen before. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I never knew that. I never knew this. And I learned a bit more about him. I think when he was older, he got more relaxed in himself, and he was really stepping into his own and when coaching and sharing his knowledge and his love for the game. And he was very creative as well. He was doing production companies and things like that. He was very well spoken and very collected in his attitude. He had a big family and 4 daughters and a wife, and you could see how happy he was and how content he was with life. I remember watching the videos after he had passed, of seeing him on these interviews. I'm like, wow, he was really, really happy with how his life turned out, and I could tell the work he put in. He had to put in to get there. And one of the things I learned from him in this one interview, I believe it was with Lewis Howes, he talked about when he was in middle school, he played in the summer league, and he talked about it that he probably was in grade 6, and over the summer, and he played whatever the league was, he played all summer. And he said he never scored a single point all summer. And then Lewis Howes was laughing. I was like, not a single point? And he says, nope, not a single free throw, not a three-pointer, not a two-pointer, nothing. So nothing, just not even in garbage time when the team was ahead. He couldn't even get a basket. And so he was really dejected, but he wasn't out, of course. We know that never happened. So he decided that one practice a day wasn't going to get him up to where he needed to be. If he's just doing one practice a day or one practice every other day, that wasn't going to be good enough. So he decided to practice before school, so practice number 1, practice after school, number 2, and then go have dinner, whatever he's done, and then in the evening, practice number 3. He realized if he could keep up that pace, the compound effect of his growth would be huge, and nobody would be able to touch him. And that was the case. He knew if he could dominate in practice, if he had the abilities to practice that much, to use all his energy to focus on practices that nobody would be able to touch him. And I think that was like the coolest thing when I heard how he did that. I'm like, wow, think of the dedication. So in your own life, what is something that you are passionate about? What is something you are working towards that you need to put in those practices, where you need to do the work to build up the business, to build up the hobby, to build up whatever you're into? So think about it. If you're working a 9 to 5, you could find a practice in the morning. You could find something right after work to practice there. You could find something in the evening if you needed to, or even if you did 1, 2, or even 3. That would be amazing. So I came up with a system for myself that works, and I keep it on the wall just behind the computer here, but I'll show it to you. I put it on the board so you can see it. So when I'm working on a big project and I want to track the progress I'm making, so here's the 3 practices for the day. I have this basketball small sticky note, and once I get 1 practice in, I put it up on the board, and that will count as 1 work session for the day. Pretty busy. I got 1 in, and that's great. I'm feeling good. I got some momentum going, and if I get another session in, I could even time it, so I could say like an hour or so here, an hour for this one, and that's practice number 2. And I could even get a 3rd one in. If I do 3 practices a day, I know I've really made progress on my goals. I'm on my books that I'm writing. This could be a drawing session number 1. This could be a writing session, another drawing session, or it could be publishing for this 3rd one. So whatever it is, you're going to do 3 sessions a day, and then track it so you can count your wins for the day. That will give you more momentum. So you can even put in your journal or your day timer or your day planner calendar how many practices you got in a day. So whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 0 or more, and this will move you towards your goal. So you can try the 3 practice technique in your own life and see how well you do. So give that a shot. I have this on my wall. It's fun. I love basketball. I love looking at this. I love putting it up, and I love making progress on my goals. So give this a shot. The 3 practice basketball method. It's pretty easy to make. You just need the big post-it notes. You need to draw a basketball net, and you need the ball to stick on there. So this one's been used a lot, and it's working like that. So that is the Kobe Bryant technique. He taught this to me. I'm utilizing it, and he's just amazing. Something else I talked about, he was not afraid to take the big shots. He always wanted the big shot in the game because, as he tells it, he's made that shot millions upon millions of times in practice. He made it and made it over and over again. So he made in practice. When it came time for the game, it was no different. Of course, there's the crowd, there's the competition, the other team, all the other psychological things behind it, but it was the same to him. He sunk that basket so many times, and I've never seen a player who has had more game-winning shots than Kobe Bryant, more comeback wins, more bigger shots than Kobe Bryant. I'm not sure the stats on that, but from what I've seen, I've never seen anybody make more shots than that. So give that a try. Try out my Kobe Bryant 3 practice a day method towards your goals, and track it in your calendar as wins, and see how far you can come towards your goals in a month. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.